For me, I just want to make sure that at the time I could create a company that I'd want to work for.
Hi, I'm Ken Auer, founder of RoleModel Software, and I'm super blessed to have Reed Phillips here, who was an entrepreneur who hired me before I became an entrepreneur and started RoleModel Software. Reed, it's great to have you here.
Oh, it's great to be here, Ken. It's been a long journey, but it's been wonderful being your friend and compatriot through a lot of challenges together, but I'm really proud of you. This is great, what you've done.
So Reed, I started the company just reflecting on a lot of the things of my 9 years of experience at Knowledge Systems, which you started. And, I know how I started the company and why I started. A lot of things I learned from you, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
But talk a little bit about how and why you started your first company.
I saw issues that I thought people would be interested in and tried to fill that space and move forward. There were hundreds of people that were out there interested in this technology, but there was no place to get education or information from it. So from there, saw an opportunity. Okay, this technology seems to be really important. How can I go and find some really smart people to help us navigate how to educate the community about that and get them as excited about it as what I saw the people that were doing that work, like yourself at that time.
So how did you go about the next steps? What did you do? You saw the excitement, but then what?
Well, early on we did a couple of government kind of contract stuff, SBIR kind of thing, just to get cash flow, and then figured out, how do I go find good people, right? I mean, people are the core of any enterprise from my perspective. Getting a group of people that you enjoy being around and trust their judgment and being willing to kind of move with the need to try to find a way to make money out of that. What was the need that we saw coming in that market and how could we fill it? And most of that for us at the time had to do with services.
So I remember you just talking about hey, trying to understand what this person's pain points are and how can you solve those needs. So that was really, I feel like, where you really led us to help us to have a service mindset. So we're a great services company because you had a heart to serve people.
Yeah, I liked seeing people being happy. I mean, it's great. There's just a great feeling to somebody to have a problem and bring a team of people in, solve that problem, and watch the joy from that come from the customer. That, wow, you actually solved this for me, and I'm, they're excited about it. And that was almost like a drug. It was like, let's go do that again.
So a lot of the things that I did when I started RoleModel was the things I learned. And I remember, I'll never forget you looking at a bunch of us in a room saying, my philosophy is find smart people or find good people, take good care of them, they'll do great things for you.
And they did.
and I think they did. Yeah, they did. But where did that come from your perspective? And has it held true? You're a little bit older now than when you hired me.
Just a hair. Yes, I think it definitely holds true. I know that for me, I just want to make sure that at the time I could create a company that I'd want to work for. I think I began enjoying more of watching the people grow than the business, right? I mean, it's like I'm not trying to create a company because these are all like economic elements out there that we want to maximize their particular performance to a bottom line. That how much money can I make on an individual? That just never went through my mind. It was more like, okay, what can we do as a team together and enjoy doing it? That at the end of the day, we feel good about how we satisfied the client and at the same time took care of each other in that process. And so, early on in any small startup, it's very family oriented. as you grow, you go through stages beyond that, which makes it difficult. And sometimes companies don't make it through that next stage. The financials were starting to drive things rather than vision and what do we want to do as a team and how we're going to change the world. And I at the time could kind of feel that dissipating, and you could too. And I think that's the reason it was time for you to go and take your vision about how software should be done within a team of people with a certain focus on, like, RoleModel. I mean, that was the whole point. The name of your company kind of represented how you wanted to operate with, and that just encapsulated that. And I was really impressed with your focus in that and how you were making that work.
Well, thanks, Reed, for coming to talk about that. And we talked a lot about starting a company. For our next segment, let's talk about growing a company and the complications of doing that.